guys, welcome back to the Milk Carton series. I'm your host Stephanie if you are new, and as always, thank you guys for tuning in because sharing these stories can truly help someone or save a life. Now, today's story, guys, is another sad story because a 27-year-old lost her life by someone she used to date. And this story can truly help others out there to not really trust people that you used to date because you simply just never know. 27-year-old Martika Ferguson from Enid, Oklahoma was brutally shot in the head and left stranded by herself in an alleyway on November 29, 2020. And it's truly sad because she was a devoted mother to a son. She was a former cheerleader. She had artistic endeavors and she truly lived life to the best that she could. Now, you're probably wondering, well, how on earth did Martika get with this man, right? So this man turns out to be 30-year-old Shane Perozzi. He put on his Twitter page that people were stealing from him and sometimes she would spend the night. And so he stated that Martika was no longer allowed at his place. Now, when Martika was left to die on November 29th, there were surveillance footage that became possible to detectives. And this is how they found out who Shane was, because a lot of tips came in and they placed him at the scene of the crime. And in the surveillance video, you basically see Martika walking down this block and she made a couple turns and then she's near a Baptist church. And this is where a man who has a black jacket on with a cowboy hat appears in the video. And then you see them walking together. They go into an alleyway and that's when the man, he comes out by himself. So that is very strange in this surveillance video. And this is actually where Martika's body was found. So through tips, they were able to identify 30-year-old Shane as the individual in the video. So they did a no-knock warrant to his house, and this is where he basically confessed. He said he didn't feel any guilt about killing Martika because someone had been, basically people had been stealing from him, and he kind of thought it was her, and he basically put blame on the deceased as to why she was killed. And pretty much they must have got into a little discussion about it in that alleyway and she pulled his gun and the gun went off. I don't believe that for 2 motherfucking seconds, but okay. He basically had this intent that someone was stealing from his house and that someone was Martika. And although they dated, he probably looked at it like, well, we were dating and yeah, she needs to pay for it, because that's basically what he told police. He said basically she deserved it. He had no sympathy for taking her life. He pretty much basically blamed it, like I said, on Martika as to why she died. And it's truly sad because even police officers said he took no accountability in his action in this whole thing. Like, your intent, you would meet up with Martika. You didn't want her at your apartment or house, so you guys would meet up in this manner. So you kind of knew first what you were gonna do when you see Martika. And it's sad because now she left her son, and then you leave her in an alleyway after you shoot her in the head with a shotgun. Like, crazy as hell. And it's sad because you think an ex may be a friend, but you never know what secret animosity they may have towards you. There was no reason to kill her. Even if you thought she was stealing from you, why not confront her about that and ask her, hey, did you steal from me, if you don't really have any proof, only because she was staying at your apartment? That doesn't mean you necessarily kill someone, even if she did steal from you. It's pretty much the story about 27-year-old Martika Ferguson. She lost her life and she was left for dead, and no one deserves to die like that. I can only imagine the fear. And then from a shotgun, like, you shot her in the head with a shotgun. Oh my goodness. That's pretty much the story of 27-year-old Martika Ferguson. So sad she lost her life, and it is very important that we discuss these stories because we can teach someone else, you know, please don't meet up with an ex-boyfriend by yourself. I've heard so many horror stories about females dying because ex-boyfriends have these secret animosity, or they don't want to break up, so you know they kill you. That happened here. A young lady was dating someone and she didn't want to be with him anymore, and she ended up meeting with him and she ended up losing her life. Like, we have to change the scenario, you know. And it's sad because they met in, you know, well, they did meet in a public place, but they went in an alley. And it just sucks because you put trust in people, and people you shouldn't even be trusting to begin with. So guys, that is today's video. I will see you in my next one. As always, don't forget to send me any recommendations and subscribe if you want to join our family. Bye guys, stay safe.